Hey, honey?
Yeah, what's up?
Hey everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Geeky Grind. I am your board barista Fen, and this is my show where I take you through my hobby journey in gaming, Warhammer 40k, Dungeons and Dragons, all sorts of different stuff that I'm just model building for. And I want to start off today's episode with a little bit of bad news. We've had here in the Nerd Bunker, we've had a loss. Yes, I'm sad to inform you that my grandmother's air compressor, which has served me well for airbrushing, has finally kipped the bicket. I was going through trying to get my airbrush clean so I could, back pressure it, get it so I could get a nice good flow of spray of water going through it before I put my paint in, and get stuff primed, zenathaled, and then the stuff that I need to get finished, the knights I need to finish getting silvered. Get them silvered. I had a whole plan to get that all done today, and the airbrush compressor is no more. So huge snag. So not a lot of stuff has changed on the old painting table, but I did get a few things done, stuff put together. So let's go take a look at what is basically, I feel, a huge flop of a week. Alright, so here we have Canis Rex up to a sub-assembly stage. He's got all his normal weapons magnetized, but I'll also magnetize some extra ones. Definitely, I had the leftover guns from building Voltron as well. So he is able to be swapped out to be able to be played as a different knight, just by swapping some arm options. Planning on leaving the cockpit pieces on the sprue so I can use the sprue as a painting handle and be able to get all those nice details done for the cockpit to be able to put it. So he is going to have the open canopy version. Yeah, so got him all put together using milliput and magnets in order to put his arms together. Basically, how I do this for my knights is I just fill this little hole full of milliput, then put my magnet in, make sure I got my priority right, and then mount that onto the stump of the elbow, the matching magnet, so it just clicks right on. They're all set up so they have the same polarity across all of my knights, so I can take this gun and pop it on to Voltron or my sister's knight and swap them around. So that's really helpful to have for this. They do have kind of a similar color scheme. There's a lot of silver, a lot of black going across the army, so they do look a little mix and match, but I have set up multiple extra spare guns for them, so it works. It works. Alright, next up, I actually went through and got some of my promo minis assembled and ready for painting. Alright, here we have the limited edition Commando Series Lieutenant with Power Sword and Storm Shield. And he is actually, his head and his backpack are actually blue tacked on right now. That's why he's not been glued to his base. I'm going to do sub-assemblies for him. Really want to try to push him to be my best paint job I possibly can do. Same plan for the Terminator. This is actually an easy to fit together model, so he's all push fit together. Once I got him primed and zenathaled, then I'll pop him apart so I can do sub-assembly painting on him to make him look as best as I can. Really want to start pushing my paint jobs on my characters and try to, win some painting contest. And of course, this was my shop free promo, Lumineth Realm Lord mini. Sorry, it's hard to pronounce some of these names. Just basically a fantasy elf. I can use that for Dungeons and Dragons. That's why I didn't do any basing on the bases, because I tend to leave those blank and black for D&D minis. The next thing I got done was I had, because I still haven't got my Rampart City Ruins modular kit of terrain painted yet. I pulled out the clear transparent pieces from the model. These are force shield projecting barriers, a little crackling energy power converter thing, cool computer with a digital see-through screen and a big crackling energy crystal, sort of demonic gateway. These were all on the clear translucent resin sprue, so I just kind of got them all put together, and I've masking taped out pieces I want to have still be translucent. Was really planning to get these started so I can really start hammering out that Rampart kit, because it's still not painted, so I can use that for some the boarding action style terrain along with some of my other 40k arena kill team old school stuff. But again, airbrush done died. But it happens. Setbacks and running out of supplies and having your tools break, it's all part of the hobby process. You just have to switch gears. If you get a little bit of a setback, you just kind of gotta be like, well, I can't do this right now. I'm just gonna try to attack it from a different angle. I still have plenty of prime zenathal ready for paint minis to be able to start in on, and I'm going to start on. And Voltron, right over here, I mean, he's fully built. He's fully built, he's fully primed, he's got his medals on him. I can get him ready. I can get him ready for the tournament next month. I know my castigator isn't going to be painted. I don't want to lose out on that 10 points a game for having painted army and having my stuff all in on time. So yeah, I'm probably going to have to leave the sisters home, because I really want the castigator to be able to be part of that army. But I got a Chainbreaker Lance I can bring. I got Voltron Defender of the Universe. I can paint up the other lions, as I like to call the armigers. I can start putting stuff together. I can be ready. I can switch gears. I do think that Arcs of Omen, the new format, is going to be a vehicle-heavy meta. I think losing Armor of Contempt and having that ignoring 1 point of AP is a huge change. It does make sisters a bit more squishy, but knights are one of the toughest units in the game. I mean, everything there is just a big hunkin' robot, and if everybody's got to wound me on 6s or wound me on 5s with their small troops, they might be wounding me on 4s for some of their heavy guns. But we're only doing 1,000 points, so the chances are of somebody being able to spam a lot of heavy guns like I was planning on doing, with bringing multi-meltas, a immolator with I was gonna bring 4 multi-melta Retributor sisters. I was gonna bring a twin multi-melta immolator, and I was gonna bring the castigator. I was bringing all the guns, because I know that up in the Aroostook County meta, up in the northern main, like, having big guns and being able to really force through that AP, especially during the Nephilim tournament season, when everybody had Armor of Contempt and you really had all these big giant monsters and vehicles you had to basically just hammer wounds into and hope that you could just... chip damage was not really going to get there. It was going to be a bunch of just roll, made all these saves, okay. Unless you had a superior volley of fire. And I'm talking like Death Watch with all the bolters and that Alpha Strike army probably would have been done really good in orcs, but Nephilim, but I didn't have a chance to get too many games in with it having armor of contempt. And I don't know, thinking it might be a swap over to knights. And I know my airbrush is dead, and I really wanted to airbrush these, but I don't know, going for that comic booky, cartoony vibe that I want to go for this army. Maybe I can get there. I know it's going to be thin coats. I'm going to have to make sure I'm not globbing on my paint like I normally do. I got to do it really thin, get it really smooth, and yeah, I hope I can make it work without having to resist with the limitation of not having an airbrush anymore. Really does make it be, this is going to have to be like my best paint job on a night, and because it's something I really want to paint, I really want to paint Voltron onto this night. So wish me luck. I'm going to hop over to this. I'm going to let you all go. Thanks for tuning in. Sorry I didn't get much done this week. It's been hectic with all the other shows, heading up to, like I said, I'm heading up to Maine in a little while, so I got to get my backlog of episodes all recorded, edited, and up here ready to go, because it's really hard while I'm up in Maine to be able to do the editing and the recording, because I don't have all of my full computer set up here. My PC gaming tower that really handles all the video editing is not very conducive to taking on an airplane, and my laptop is about to go the same way as that air compressor. So yeah, gonna have to, I need to have the backlog, and it really does cut into the painting time. But you gotta be mindful of that feeling of anxiety that comes to you when you get behind on stuff and you're not able to accomplish what you want to accomplish. Recognize it, feel it, but then ask yourself, okay, I can't do what I want to do. What can I do that's still going to make me be able to move forward? So I guess that's the message for today. So everybody, hobby forward. Do the stuff you can do, put the stuff that you can't do just yet off until everything comes from your Amazon shopping cart. And don't forget, if you've enjoyed this episode, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, do all those things to let YouTube know that me and Laura are doing a good job with the channel. If you want to help out a little monetarily wise with stuff, you can buy some t-shirts from our merch store down below. We also got coffee cups and stuff like that in the merch shop. You can support us on Patreon. Both of those ways will definitely help me towards getting a new air compressor soon. And another way that you can help out is, yeah, I got an Amazon wish list of stuff. If anybody wants to, you know, I know I'm sad I don't need models, but it's there. All those links are down below, and I'll see you next time on Recipe Roulette this Tuesday. So, peace!